and today we're having a special on Prader-Willi syndrome. To inform us a little bit about it, we have our specialist, Dr. Joan Smith. Welcome, Dr. Joan Smith. Can you inform us a little bit about this syndrome, how prevalent is it in schools?
Well, Prader-Willi syndrome affects approximately 1 in 15,000 school-age children.
What are the characteristics of this syndrome?
Some of the characteristics of this syndrome is often marked by obesity. The chromosomal disorder stems from the 15th chromosome, and that chromosome is linked to the hypothalamus gland, which controls hunger signals. So often these students face difficulties not only in the classroom as far as learning, but also difficulties in maintaining their hunger. Imagine feeling hungry constantly and never being able to feel full.
I can't imagine that. How can I identify one of the students?
You can identify some of these students simply by some of the physical characteristics. A lot of the students have almond-shaped eyes. They'll often have a thin upper eyelid. And some of the students sometimes seem to slur their speech a little bit, and this is because some of the muscle growth around their mouths and also all over their body just isn't very pronounced.
Thank you for informing us about this syndrome. And also with us today, we're going to have Miss Sue Johnson to tell us a little bit about this disability on students. What is the cognitive functioning of the students in your classroom?
Usually the cognitive functioning is lower than average. Their IQ is around 70, and so that's below average. And it just takes them a lot longer to accomplish tasks and assignments. They need more time. Their motor skills are usually lower than normal.
The students seem to lag most behind in things that involve motor skills, like she said. Activities such as reading, writing. They also seem to struggle with problems that involve multi-steps. So some math problems, especially algebra, where you have to think abstractly and you have to solve multi-step problems. But they do seem to do really well in activities that involve visual organization. A lot of times these students are viewed as slower than their peers, and although they are a little bit behind their peers in some aspects of education, oftentimes the only reason they're looked down upon as being a little bit slower is because their ability to enunciate or write about what they know is hindered because of their lack of motor skill ability. So often they understand more than we give them credit for.
And this affects the students socio-emotionally. How does this affect on a day-to-day basis?
Usually, because of the structure, there's usually a lot of structure involved in organizing and planning out very detailed lesson plans of what they're supposed to be doing and exact directions, so they know what to do. And they like consistency, and so having everything the same every day works really well. They like the repetitiveness of that, and so if I decide to change something during the lessons, or I need to tell them definitely beforehand and definitely foreshadow that and exactly what's going to be different that day, so they don't are upset with that. It just throws them off a little bit.
So as an educator, what can you do to improve the learning of the students with this disability?
A lot of times they're given less work just because it takes longer to accomplish, which helps a lot. And I do a lot of collaborating in groups.
The more I work with students and children with a PWS, it seems that their cognitive ability starts to rise the more you put them in group situations. They're not a type of person that wants to be isolated. They like structure, but at the same time, they like structure with activities that are exciting.
Can you tell us any of the controversial issues that the students with this disability suffer?
Some controversial issues in the education field, I feel, are issues around some educators don't give them the benefit of the doubt for knowing what they may actually know. Their peers will make fun of them because of the weight issue and them not being able to control how much they eat. And some of that fault lies with the educators who may not be educated in the fact that you can't have food in the classroom, or you can't have food smells in the classroom, because all they'll do is think about that food rather than think about their
Be able to learn the
yeah.
information that's being presented.
Thank you for coming today, Dr. John Smith and Ms. Sue Johnson. Thank you for watching, and don't miss out tomorrow on our new series, How to Build Your Own Doghouse.